Hi guys, this is me with bedhead, and it's just horrible, honestly. Like, I want to put it up right now because it's just like getting on my nerves. And I'm gonna do something to it later. I'm not gonna do it on YouTube because I'm horrible with hair. I like my natural hair. I like how it is because it's easy for me to do. But you can see my Nirvana shirt. Yeah, Nirvana. Also, this is gonna be the longest video I've done on this channel, and it's gonna be it's gonna like go into like more of my history about certain things. It is very trigger warning and talks about like a lot of depressing stuff. So if you guys don't want to see that, then don't click on it. There are plenty of other videos that have very fun content on my channel. So if you guys want to go ahead and watch that, you can. So this is a warning. So look away if you don't want to watch it. But if you do, then hey, you're stuck with me. Anyways, this is about my story to the mental hospital by force. Now, before I get into that story, I have to go to like a background history about like how it all came about. Well, I suffered from depression like my whole life since like middle school. Around there, that I can like say that I definitely started having these feelings of like wanting to stay in bed all day, very tired, very angry, very frustrated. Just like these feelings that are not me. And they were like very foreign and very alien to me. Like I couldn't understand what was going on, and my parents thought it was just like teenage angst. But it just like overtook me to a place where I didn't want to go. Usually I'm a very fun, happy person, and it kind of like really turned my world upside down. Like I didn't really understand what's going on, and I attempted suicide probably high school ish, and I didn't let people know until it was like one day at church in North Carolina. We were living in North Carolina first, and I happened to just like somebody kind of like I don't know, it's like during a church event and whatever, and I happened to let people know what was going on, and then they prayed over me and everything. And it's a very Pentecostal church, so if you guys don't know what that is, basically like very like they get very hype, and it's like not like your normal church. It's like it is church, but it's like very intense. And if you're just like a normal church girl, it can like scare you off. So that's what happened, and I felt very freed, but I still struggle with it. And I did go to counseling and through for school and stuff like that, but nothing really seemed to help. And I had counselors and psychiatrists, to say, "Oh, you're a nice person. You can go about your way. You don't need medication." Because they just thought that I didn't have it, but I knew that I had it. It's something I struggle with constantly, and I felt like it did put a big hindrance on my marriage because I didn't really know how to handle it. It's like that was just like one small part of it. That's why my marriage kind of like separated, but I just kind of didn't want to get married at all. So I was just kind of like, F it. So, yeah, it's just like I struggle with this with like ex-boyfriends, and I didn't really know why I acted like that. I didn't know why, and now I know why. And also, I was in a car accident. If you guys have been following for more than a year, then you will probably know what's going on. And with my car accident, I got hit by an 18-wheeler on the way to work on October 25th of 2014. And just on my way to work on a Saturday morning, and I took my sister's car, and I was going down the road, and 18 wheeler came out of nowhere and hit me, and I was just kind of like, oh my gosh. And I was dealing with that, and doctors were putting me on like all the different medication. I was just like, I it kind of made my depression worse because it kind of just made me feel like I was like going nuts, to be honest. And I tried to talk to my doctor about it. He didn't really listen, so I'm not going back to that doctor because he put me on a medication that's like really affected my mental health and also my physical health, and I don't feel like he's there for me. And also, I do have panic attacks occasionally, and I have one when I was in Job Corps. It's probably when I was like in my young 20s. Yeah, it's like probably I was like 19 or 20 in Maui, Hawaii, and I had my first one, and it was like the most scary experience to me because I thought it was an asthma attack, to be honest. And like I was on the phone with somebody, and I happened to have a dictionary with me, and I looked something up, and I was trying to talk, and I felt like my breathing changed, and I thought it was an asthma attack at first, and I couldn't move, I couldn't yell, I I couldn't do anything, and RA residential advisor was like right across from me, and she wasn't paying attention to me, and like I was having a full blown anxiety attack. I tried knocking on the wall to get help from because I was like right next to my room, and my roommate was in there, and I know she was taking a bath because she told me, and I was knocking on the wall trying to like knock really hard, and I couldn't. I could only knock softly, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I tried moving, and eventually I don't know what happened or whatever, and I happened to just like snap back, and I was just like so upset at what happened. I didn't know what it was, to be honest, until it happened to me when I was in the mental hospital because my hands were just like feeling really funny, and I was just like, what's going on? And then I told the nurse. She said, "Oh, you were having an anxiety attack." And I was like, "What?" So I do have that too. And not only I have that, I also have PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder, and I have that from the car accident. And I didn't know what that was. Like I thought it was like mostly like military related, and I did see like TV shows about it, but I didn't really know like how the experience was. And I didn't get enough sleep, and I was having these visions, these nightmares, and I was just like waking up during the middle of the night, and I'll be so tired during the day, and I was just like so exhausted, and I was just like I don't know what's going on. And plus, I was also on medication that made me even tired, and I can't sleep on top of that. And I feel like I should have been checked out more by the hospital that saw me and kind of like kept an eye on me because I do have that, and I didn't really know what it all was until I went to the Mitchell Hospital. Anyways, it was probably this around the second week of December this year. Well, not this year, but last year, and I was just feeling down and low because I had like pressure from my lawyer and dealing with him because he was giving me a lot of trouble and issues, and I was dealing with other things like financial issues and real life issues, and also my boyfriend dumped me around that time. It was like on Halloween, he kind of like dumped me, and I was really leaning on him for support, and I guess he couldn't take it anymore. He didn't really give me a reason, but I kind of knew why, but I wanted to hear it from him. And it's just like a lot of things were happening at once, and also what things for my parents and their financial issues. So I felt like I was mostly responsible for what everything was going on, and I was just like, what's the best way to solve this? And I felt like killing myself was the only option, to be honest. And I know it kind of sounds stupid and weird to really just say out loud, and just because like I'm not trying to say I'm weak mentally, but when a lot of stuff starts happening, and I feel like I can't really control it, it just seems to pop in my head. So yeah, I was going to overdose because I have a bunch of medicine from my doctors. He gave me like a bunch of medicine, and I wasn't taking it. Like I didn't want to take it because it was like making me crazy mentally, and I was like had it like all stored up, and I was like, that's kind of the best way. I tried cutting. I didn't want to really hang myself. I didn't want to jump on a bridge. My next option was to really walk across the railroad tracks and let a train hit me. But I was like, I don't think that's gonna really work out because I probably would punk out last second. So I thought an overdose would be okay with me, I guess. And I was telling like all my friends goodbye, and I was telling my ex goodbye, and he got really angry and upset with me, and I really just wanted to hurt him and put him through the pain that he put me through, I guess. And I feel like this is like kind of like also the best way to do it as well. And I was just trying to really make him angry and upset, really, and be like, you hurt me, so I'm gonna hurt myself to hurt you. And he didn't really understand really what was going on. and he still thinks he's right. Cause like he was like doing it in a way like if you're gonna egg me on and like be pissed at me for doing something that I want to do, that's not gonna stop me, you know. Like you have to like be there supportive and like calm me down or like make me laugh. And he wasn't doing any of that. He was like really being an asshole and a jerk at me at that time. So I was like, you know what, whatever. And I posted a tweet on Twitter, and I was telling all my other friends goodbye, and they all, well, three of them got together and called the cops on me, and then I kind of went silence on them, and I was watching YouTube videos to make myself happy, and I was talking like with with another of my close friends who kind of like had the same experience. I'm not gonna say her name, and you know she kind of like talked to me and calmed me down, whatever. I was like, okay, I'm cool, and I heard someone come up the driveway, and I thought it was like my second oldest sister, because I'm the oldest. She's the second oldest, and I was like, that's my sister. But I should have looked outside my window because I can see like mostly, you know, traffic and stuff. But if I had looked outside, I probably wouldn't have answered the door to be honest. So I was tired, whatever, was trying to sleep. So I went to go answer the door, went downstairs, and I didn't really. You know what's the odd thing about it? I didn't look outside the door because I usually look outside the peephole that we have, and I was just like, can't see me. You know, I don't know why I didn't really look out before I, you know, opened the door, but I opened the main door, looked outside the glass door. Nobody was there. And that should have really brought a clue to me to not open that door. And I even turned on the lights. And I was trying to look around. I couldn't see anybody. So I was like, somebody's playing. I thought somebody was playing a trick on me. I was going to like close the door again. But I was like, I'm going to open it, you know? So I opened it. And a bunch of people like rushed in. And it was cops and two ambulance guys. I knew the first ambulance or the ER guy or we called him. I forgot what you call it. It's like a technical term that you call them. And I knew one of the guys because he was like there for my car accident last time. And I was like, oh, great, you're here again, you know? And they were just trying to really just talk to me and try to convince me to go, whatever, just trying to figure out what was going on. And I was trying to say, oh, it's a prank, you know, whatever. My friends were just too concerned. I was just trying to really play it off and like, oh, let's see your phone, you know. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get my phone. And my first instinct was to delete everything, to delete everything. And I was like, you know what, maybe, you know, they'll like, maybe I'll get out there one day, whatever, you know. So I showed them everything, and my dad was right there, and I felt really guilty, you know, and stuff. And that really hurt me when I saw my dad. I was like, oh my God. So they kind of like forced me out there. They were like, you're either going by force or you're going to go on your own. And like, they didn't know that I can like easily get out and get out of that situation and like run off somewhere else because I have friends who like live near me. I don't have their number, but I can like easily knock on the door and they can hide me or whatever. And I could easily like get out the back way, you know, because there's a pool out there, a pool entrance out from my parents' house. I could have went out there and went out the other way, went down the driveway and ran, and then went ahead. I probably wouldn't have got far, but I think that if I was in like full health and like more shape, I would have probably got away and they'd probably still find me, whatever. But I think I would have got away and escaped, and I would have, and you know, whatever. But I went on my own, went to the hospital, everything. I was talking to the guy, you know, because I knew him, whatever, and we were talking and stuff. And went to DCH in Northport. And the whole time I was just asking, when can I go home? When can I go home? When I can I go home? And the guy told me it was 3 days max I had to stay. And I was really pissed and upset because I don't know, I was just like really just ready to go home the same day, whatever. And I didn't really have all my things, like my clothes and stuff too. So I was like, ugh. So I was really upset at my ex boyfriend because I thought I could trust him and just tried to really console him. And I was just like really upset, really, really, really upset to this day that to this day I can't trust him. at all, because like I'm always gonna have the feeling of killing myself. I'm always gonna have the feeling of depressed and all my other issues as well. I'm trying to handle it. I'm also on medication for it, so it's just been like a whirlwind of emotions for me. And if I just want to talk about how I feel, I don't think I can trust him on that fact to say, hey, I feel depressed, or hey, I want to kill myself. Can you just talk to me, and calm me down? I don't think I can really trust him, to be honest, because I don't want the cops to come here again to my house. Because, like, if they do come here again, I don't, I will rather be shot, to be honest, than to be going back to that mental hospital again. Because, it was an okay experience, but it was just like I would rather not be there. To be honest, I would rather not be there. I mean, it wasn't like it was like in the movies or anything, but it was just like I don't know. It was just like babysitting you in a way, and I couldn't have my own privacy. And if I wanted to go to sleep, I couldn't. And I was basically being woken up every hour or so, and they know I'm on this medication, and they know that I have PTSD. I can't sleep, so when I have a chance to sleep, they always like wake me up, and I was like one of the most irritating issues. They always come in and check for something, and I was just like, "Can I sleep, please?" I did yell at my friends, to be honest, who betrayed me, and yeah, I really don't. I trust some of them now, but not like fully trust them. I only trust probably like two, three people of my friends, and who I can talk to about things like this, and they can understand and like help me and like calm me down. But outside of my friends, I feel like me and my family are closer. I feel like I'm kind of like myself again, to be honest. I feel like I can think clearly, and I don't have this weight of carrying all that on my shoulders, like the depression, the anxiety attacks, the PTSD, and yada yada yada. I'm not just like carrying that. And I didn't really give to anybody else to carry. Like I feel like with the medication, it is working, and I can like just like uh be a better human being in that way. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but yeah, the mental hospital didn't really help me. Like, I mean, they helped me with medication, but anything other than that, I didn't really get anything out of it because, I learned kind of like all these things to do, and counseling and going to a psychiatrist and whatever. I was just really having a rough time during that time. Of course, everybody does, but um, I kind of relied on the wrong people to really talk to about it. So yeah, it's just a struggle really every day to be having this, but I'll be okay. Also, about the mental hospital, it's just like really I don't know. It's just like an experience that I didn't want to experience, to be honest, because I didn't want to be labeled in my medical files as me going to a mental hospital and me having what I have, because it when certain people look at your history, people do look at that and they kind of do judge you on that. And I did talk to somebody, one of my roommates, who was living with me at the time in the mental hospital. I only stayed for 3 days, 3 days max, and I was gone. I stayed over the weekend, and I left on Monday afternoon around lunchtime. So I was like gone and out. I just wanted to go home. That's like my main thing was to go home, and yeah. And I can't really tell you a lot about the mental hospital because I don't want to like invade anybody's privacy, but it's just like an experience that I don't want to experience. But I did talk to my roommate, and she did tell me that people do judge you when they look at your history, whatever. And I was not happy about that. That's like the one thing I didn't want to happen was have it like me being kind of like labeled as that because people do judge you and people do hate you for having a mental illness, and people do think that you're weak or that you're crazy, and people do treat you differently, and it's in a way it's good, but in another way you kind of know why you're being treated like that, and it's very hard to take, honestly. And when I came out of the mental hospital, um, a lot of my friends who kind of betrayed me, I pushed them away for a little bit because I didn't know who to trust other than my family. And that was really one of the most hardest experiences to really just come out and have people think everything's okay with you. And they're the ones who kind of put you in that situation in the first place and put you in a place where you didn't want to be, or where you knew you didn't belong. Like I understand I need to be put on medication, but I didn't want to be in that situation of being in a mental hospital and experiencing what I experienced. I mean, it wasn't kind of like horrible, but like if you want to go home and all you think of is just going home, that's all I thought about. I didn't really benefit anything other than medication on there. So yeah, I'm not trying to cry on camera because that's not what I'm gonna do. But it was just something that I didn't want to experience, and I did apologize eventually, but I'm still upset at them, to be honest. And yeah, I only trust probably like two or three people now of my friends, and now currently I'm still struggling with the medication. Some days I'm like have so much energy. Some days I don't have none. Some days I do have some. It's just hard to really adjust to it, to be honest. I have my emotions are everywhere, all over the place. Like some days I feel like crying. Some days I just feel like just offing myself or whatever, and some days I just feel like very just tired. I feel tired all the time. I feel thirsty all the time, and my emotions are just kind of like everywhere. And I feel like I'm very more sensitive to certain things, especially with friends. And I'm trying not to be like that. Like I'm never a really a sensitive person. You know, I do keep my emotions. I have my emotions well, but I'm never that type of person to be like, oh, crying at everything and whatnot. Like that's not who I am, and it's taken a lot of time to really adjust to it. And when people do joke about suicide or say, "Oh, I'm gonna kill myself," I don't find it offensive. I just find it like you're kind of like, where are you trying to hint at? You know, like, what are you trying to say? You know, like, what are you really trying to do? Because like a lot of my other friends, like, there's only a certain amount of friends who know, besides family and whatever. And a lot of my other friends don't know, and I kind of don't want to involve them in that kind of thing, you know. But I just don't know now, you know, after I did this video. But it's been a struggle, to be honest, to really on this new journey I have. But I do feel positive by the support that I received, and this is something that I am going through, really. And this is always a story I want to tell on YouTube, but I couldn't because I was still angry and I was so upset. And yeah, it's just a lot to take in. Today I feel okay. I'm very tired because I got woken up early in the morning, and I'm just like tired. So, and I can't go back to sleep because my medication just messes me up. Like once I'm awake, I'm awake, and then I'm tired the whole day until I go back to sleep. You know, and whatever. But yeah, but now I'm an early morning person. I wake up so early now. I wake up like at least 6 or 7. Or my latest is probably 8 or 9 or 10 o'clock, depending on what time I go to sleep. And when I go to sleep at night, it's really early. It's like the latest I had stayed up was probably 1 or 2 in the morning, and now it's just like chatting to friends. But on a normal occasion, it's probably gonna be before 12, really, unless I have a hard time going to sleep on top of my medication. I do think I need a stronger dose on my sleeping pills, and I think I need a stronger dose on my depressant pills as well, because I feel like I'm kind of getting used to it. Because my body gets used to medication so quickly that it doesn't really phase me, and that's why I don't take medication in the first place unless I absolutely need to. But that's just my story, really about my experience going to a mental hospital. Um, yeah, some kind comments will be helpful. Let me know your experience if you went to one. Let me know, or if you're on depression or any kind of other pills, or let me know. I do want to build a community of a support system and stuff. So let me know your own experience with depression or PTSD or anxiety attacks or just like your own struggles in life. And maybe we can also support each other and become closer and give each other hugs and support at a time. Or if you need to talk to me about anything, send me a message on Twitter or on here or on my business email. Just labeled, hey, we need to talk, and I'll totally talk to you. So that way I don't mark you as spam or just like anything else. So, yeah, thanks for listening. Also, if you reach the end of this video, type Nico Nico Ni. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.